Hey, my Young and the Restless fans. Yes, it's that time again. We have another episode to unpack, and it was a good one. First, Ashley believes Jack is a danger to Jabot. Audra tells Elena that Nate went to LA with Victoria, and Nate and Victoria get intimate. Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS Soaps, both the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful. This is your Young and the Restless recap for May 1st. And without any further ado, let's talk about this episode. So let's start out over at the Abbott estate. Tucker is confused when he finds Ashley is already dressed up coming down the stairs. He was bringing her a tray of breakfast, but it's only coffee. Then she tells him that, you know what, you're going to have to get up earlier to catch me. He complained, well, that's hard when he is all the way down the hall from her room. And she was like, you know what, we can discuss that later. However, she kisses him and then she leaves. However, Jack is startled when he bumps into Tucker, who offers him some coffee, and he's like, why are you even here? Tucker was like, you mean like what's the meaning of life and all of that? Now, Jack thinks that that's offensive, that his sister dropped him in the middle of the family while they're in this whole crisis, and I kind of agree. Now, Tucker tells him that he's trying to be good at being family. He's trying to improve his relationship with his son, Devon. Now, Jack is sure his sister invited him to live there just to make his life a living hell. Now, Tucker says, not everything is about you, Jack. He's planning a future with Ashley, according to him. Now, Jack thinks he got an evil agenda, and Tucker points out, Ashley thinks the same thing about you and Diane, sir. Now, Jack says that Diane has genuinely changed, but Tucker, yeah, not so much. Tucker was like, you know what, you're not a morning person. And he tells him he's sorry for what Diane is going through and doesn't think that she's entirely responsible. Now, Jack, however, he don't even care about nothing he has to say and warns that there will be hell to pay if he uses or upset his sister. And then Tucker claims that's what he and Ashley have is one of those great love stories. He can understand why Jack would be skeptical, but is determined to prove himself. And Tucker feels like that they are bonding over their love of Ashley. However, Jack, yeah, he just squint, give him the evil eye and disbelief, and he storms out. So let's head over to Jabot, where Ashley arrives and have a conversation with Billy about their brother defending a murderer. Now, he doesn't think that she should be saying things like that. Now, she says that their brother's priority are a PR nightmare that could tank the company. Now, he thinks, you know what, you're blowing this out of proportion. But she is sure that their brother is throwing away money and his sense. Now, Jack has been behaving irrationally, and they think that they need to make moves to protect the company, or shall I say Ashley thinks that. She's also sure that Jack's inability to see what danger Diane is proves that he shouldn't be running the company. They need to convene the board. Now, Billy was like, whoa, 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 it sounds like you planning a coup, and I can't get behind that. He thinks that this is a lot more than business for her, which you're absolutely right, Billy. She tells him their brother keeps trying to throw her out of the house. She even admitted to Billy that she invited Tucker to move in. Now, Billy was like, you know what? That's a bad idea. Tucker is as malicious as she thinks Diane is and is much of a threat to that company. Now, Ashley thinks that he should be afraid of the influence that Diane can have on Jack. And if she beats the charges, she will become queen of the family. Is that what you want? Man, really, girl? I mean, seriously. Wait till you find out that Phyllis was lying to everybody's face. So now let's head over to Society, where we see Jack joins Michael to discuss Diane's case, and he thinks they need to be a little bit more proactive. They got to find something to give Diane hope now that Stark is gone. Now, Michael says they need to investigate him. Now, Michael explains that it's going to be hard to legally subpoena Stark records, but he knows some folks who can do it under the table. And he even admits that trying to pin a crime on a dead man without indisputable evidence is weak. They got to focus on demonstrating the evidence against Diane was fabricated. Now, Jack is sure that they'll get what they need. He's also annoyed when he spots Tucker arriving. Now, Jack explains that his sister moved that moron into the house to get to him. Ashley always do big is what Michael says, and he reminds him of his priorities. So across the room, we see Ashley joining Tucker at a table. Jack tells Michael that he loves his sister, but he just can't focus on that right now. However, Tucker is telling Ashley that he made some inroads with her brother. She doubts that, however, and common sense and brains obviously skipped a man in her family, according to her. She claims that she's the only one to save the family and the company. Sure, Ashley. Now, Tucker says that they should do something to wake him up. She asks if his suite is still available, and they kiss and make sure Jack sees all of it before heading out over to the GCAC. Now, back over to the table with Jack and Michael. Jack is refusing to react to all of that and tells Michael that they haven't begun to scratch the surface of what happened to Phyllis. Now, Michael says, you know what, I'm going to reach out to my people and I'm going to start doing some digging. And Jack is determined to keep this from going to trial. So now let's jet out to LA, where we see Nate is sitting at a table sending a text to Victoria saying, hey, I found a table. And then she joins him after primping in a mirror and tells him that she is primed for work. They go over their schedule. Now she wants to go over the research so she can nail the deal. Looking at their phones, they talk about economic models they can build for the podcast that they'll buy up. Now, she is really impressed by his brain, yeah, right, and try to seduce him by eating a strawberry. He tells her he listens to podcasts to go to sleep. She finds that hard to imagine. He admits that he feels lonely sometimes, and it seems the people who matter the most to him aren't moving forward with him. Are you talking about Elena, Nate? Now, he thinks she really gets him. She says that they are so in sync, and he tells her they need to make the most of the moment. Nate keep talking about her podcast. She's glad she has him to listen to all this stuff and plays with her earring as she kind of give him a smile. And he keep impressing her with his fresh ideas. They are intoxicating to her. She suggests a book he read, and he was like, you know what, I'd love to take a look. She's like, yeah, it's in my room. They go up to get it. When they get to the room, they start ripping off their clothes and leap into bed. After she falls asleep on his chest, he looks at himself in the mirror. Yeah, you feeling guilty now, but hey, you done already threw that skeleton bone in that closet. So now we're back in Genoa City, where we see Elena and Audra meet up over at Crimson Lights. Now, Elena is in a good mood and tells her things that Nate and her are finally back on track. Now, she goes on about all of the holiday options they have. Nate sprung it on her last night and told her that she could pick her dream vacation. Maybe she shouldn't have doubted him. He's really been putting in the work, and she feels like she's finally in a place to trust him. She's sure that he is really throwing himself into his work in LA and won't have time to come up for air. And then Audra explains, girlfriend, he went with Victoria. He didn't go by himself. Now, Elena is shocked and says that he told her point blank he was going alone. Now, Audra explains this was always the plan. Nate was hoping Victoria would teach him a few things. She could only imagine what. And then she was like, what an ASS? Audra is complaining, pointing out the whole holiday play was just to obscure things. Elena was like, just stop. Audra knew Nate was ambitious, but she didn't think he was a cheating liar. Now, Elena feels dumb for trusting him. When she asks Audra if Nate and Victoria are sleeping together, Audra suggests they may be reading too much into this. Girl, you dragged her to the edge on this whole conversation. Now, the doctor says, look, no matter what, he lied to her and played her as the patient, stupid girlfriend. Audra tells her, don't beat yourself up, girl, because Victoria is shameless about going after what she wants. She tells Elena how smart she is. Nate is full of bull and has been sabotaging their relationship. Elena explains what a great guy Nate was, but after he could no longer be a doctor, he became a totally different person. He no longer knew the difference between right and wrong. Power was the only thing that mattered to him, and the consequences for those around him meant nothing. He was ready to betray his family to get what he wanted, so it was only a matter of time before he betrayed her too, according to her. Now, Elena is determined not to do nothing this time. She thinks it's time they find JT. And also stay tuned this week. Later in the week, she's going to LA to confront the both of them. Okay, so there you have it, your Young and the Restless recap for Monday, April 1st, 2023. Stay tuned for the bold and the beautiful recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.